After 6 weeks of working and flying in Slovenia, I had the idea to document the areas where I did my flights. So yeah, I did this mini series of mini briefings for paragliding flights, which will may be helpful for you. This briefing is for the takeoff in Gozd, around 30 minutes from Bled. Please note that I'm not a flight instructor. I'm just an outdoor enthusiast and I like to share information. So I will not take any responsibility for your flights. You have to inform yourself, you have to take care of yourself, but maybe this video will be helpful for this. So as I said, this video will be for the spot in Gozd, and I will see you after the intro. The structure of the video will be the following. I will give you some general information, then I will tell you something about how to get to the starting point. I will talk a little bit about the takeoff spot, of course something to the landing site, and I will tell you a little bit about the thermics. If you want to stay up a little bit longer, I will tell you what I learned flying at this spot. So let's start with the general information. This is the starting spot. It's called Gozd. It's near Golnik, and it's about a 30-minute car drive from Bled here. So this will be around 30-minute car drive. The spot is located in the northwestern part of Slovenia. So in Slovenia they have a toll on the bigger roads. If you want to avoid that, you can use the smaller roads here. If you see that, you can use these smaller roads and go around here, and this will be pretty much the same, maybe 5 minutes longer. So you can also use the smaller roads and it will be pretty much the same time. Of course, you can also, if you have paid the toll already, you can go using the big roads. So as you can see, the starting spot is located at an altitude of 906 meters above medium sea level. And there is another starting spot right here, which is called Križka Gora, and this one is at 1459 meters above medium sea level, and I've never been at this starting spot. You can only hike there, so it's like if you are at Gozd already, it's a 1-hour hike from Gozd to Križka Gora. So this is the view after the from the starting point in Gozd. This is me right after the start. Gozd is a private starting spot, and you have to pay 5 euros per day if you're not a member of the club, and but the 5 euros are for the whole day. Yeah, you have to pay it on top and in cash, no card payments or something like that. The owners take care of the starting spot, so as you can see, the grass is quite perfect. It's really nice. You have a lot of space. There are toilets up there which you can use. You can get a drink or something small to eat. And they also have, like, you can't see it on this picture right here, they have smaller like camping cabins. I don't know if you can rent them, but it's a pretty nice spot and they really take care of everything. Here you can see the website of the owner of the local club, and you can find some of the information here. I will put the link in the video description, and there you can find some informations. You have the contact where you can call them and ask them about general information, and you can also get some information from the weather station. I always used the Burn Air map. I've been at Gozd around 5 times, I think. Every time the forecast from Burn Air was quite perfect. Something to the logistics, how to get up to the starting point. So first of all, there are no cable cars. So basically there are 2 possibilities, because there are also, as far as I know, no flight taxis. So you can go up by car, or you can hike up. I never did the hiking because luckily my girlfriend drove me up and then drove back down with the car and collected me here. The hiking should be around 1 hour. Most of the locals park their car here, so you can park here at the landing spot. It's for free, you don't have to pay anything, there's a lot of space, and then the hiking is around 1 hour, and I'm pretty sure Google Map will lead you up here. I think the hiking path goes through the forest, so also pretty nice, should be pretty nice and not too hot, also in the summer. And yeah, as I said, most of the locals, they hiked up. We always drove up by car, and the road goes around here and then up here. You can also find it easy on Google Maps, but one information I want to share with you: this street is pretty steep, and at some corners they are pretty small. The street is pretty small and you can't really see if somebody's coming or not. You can also park your car up here and it's free, but the last 100 or 200 meters from here to the starting point, you go through the forest. It's easy to find, but it's also a bit steep. But yeah, that's the possibilities how you can get up. So hiking or going up by car. So the takeoff spot is pretty nice. You have a lot of space, as you can see, and there's enough space. So I think 2 or 3 gliders at the same time can get ready. And maybe you should not start at the same time, but there's no problem getting like also fully put your glider there and then prepare. You don't have to re-rough it and then go to the starting point. So this is pretty nice. The grass, all the times I was up there, the grass was perfectly cut, and the starting spot is also steep enough so you can have a good takeoff, but it's not too steep. As you can see, the starting direction is south-southwest. And one thing you have to take care of are these tree lines. So you are starting from here and then you are leaving, and here there are quite high trees. So in case you have the valley wind is coming from the east, or if you have some wind from the west, you should take care of turbulences which could occur leaving the trees or right behind the trees. In case you have strong east wind or strong west wind, I would really recommend to check the weather and talk to the locals. If they don't start, then I also wouldn't start. The best wind for starting would be south or southwest, and you also have really nice upwind, really nice thermics when the sun is shining and heating up this area here and also this area here. You have a nice constant upwind on this starting spot. In case you have northern winds, you should be aware that you can have some turbulences. You have this higher ridge here, which is around 500, 600 meters higher than this starting spot. So there could be turbulences if you have strong northern wind. Until yesterday, I had the opinion that, okay, if there's light northern wind and you have some good thermals and some nice thermics and some nice upwind, should be easy to start here. But then I saw the statistics of the German national, I don't know how to say, DHV, the national community of paragliding, and I had a look at their statistics about the crashes from last year, and also unfortunately 11 people who died, and in the they publish the crash reports, and I think in 5 or 6 crash reports the people got into turbulences caused by I don't know the English word, lee situations. So wind coming from here, then you have a ridge, and then you have turbulences over here. So that quite changed my opinion about starting here with northern winds. Yeah, so perfect condition should be south, southwest. Even if you have eastern wind or west wind should be possible, but I would be really careful if you have northern wind. The landing site is right here. The height difference is, I think, around 440 meters from the starting point to the landing spot, and the distance is 1.9 kilometers. And there's no, if you just start and then going here, it should be no problem to reach it. You should have some orientation because what happened to me one time is that I started, then headed to the east, because I will tell you later, here is where a lot of the thermics are going up. And then I realized, okay, I will not make it so long, so I went back, and somehow I lost a little bit of the orientation and only went back to here, and then I was looking for the landing spot around here. And because you have no bigger buildings here and no high buildings, everything looks the same, just trees and fields and so on. So I didn't recognize that I'm not here, and then when I recognized, I was already too low and I landed somewhere, I don't know, I think I landed here, did a kind of emergency landing, but which is also quite easy. You can land almost everywhere here if in case you need to. The only thing in Slovenia you have to take care of are their cables, because they have a lot of electricity cables, and not the big ones, like the smaller ones, which you first see when you're about to crash them. So this is something you have to take care of. But here in this area, I had for me it was no problem to find a landing here. But hopefully you should not need an emergency landing, so you can reach the landing spot. Normally you should have wind coming from the east, the valley wind, and then you doing your cycling, you're cycling here, losing your height, and then going like this, and then entering the landing zone. One time, I think the first time, I did a small mistake and landed here. This field was quite muddy, so I would recommend you to land in this area, which is quite perfect for landing. You have a lot of space, so no problem with calculating the height or something. Here you have a small packing, or not a small. Here you have a packing area. So if you're landing, first thing you should do is going to the left, and then you can pack your glider here. But you will see, because all of the locals are doing the same. I just changed the map, and here you can see the valley wind, the normal valley wind, and also here the wind is coming a bit more from the south, so this is why the landing goes like this. So I think the longest flight at Gozd, my longest flight, was 1 hour 22, and I stayed in this area. If you go on the websites where the pilots are publishing their flights, you can see that some of them are going all this way up to here and then back. But you have to take care also of the airport from Ljubljana, so you have some restrictions around here. You have to inform yourself if these restrictions are active. I think they are active most of the time. I just activated the restricted areas in my application, and there you can see it. So the CTR of the Ljubljana airport is starting here. Normally it should be no problem if you're staying around the starting spot and keeping, if you're staying close to the mountain, then it shouldn't be a problem. So a lot of pilots, they are going here all this way. I only stayed around here, and I always found good thermics right after the starting, like going a little bit south and then east. I found the first thermics here, and then if you are having enough height, you can jump over far east, maybe 200, 300, 400 meters, and then here you should have some stronger thermics. That's also what the locals told me. The owner of the starting spot told me, you don't go west, you won't find any thermics there. What I did is, of course, first I went west and found some thermics here. I think I stayed 20 or 25 minutes around here. It was a little bit bumpy, but yeah, for me it worked. But then also I jumped over to the east and stayed in this area. It is possible if you have stronger wind from the south, or if the valley wind is stronger, then it's possible to do some soaring here. Of course, if there's strong wind from the valley or like from the east, strong valley wind, you have to take care when you're starting, but it should be possible to do some soaring here. I saw some pilots trying to fly here and then they couldn't reach the landing because this ridge here isn't really high. So you should only make like 1 or 2 turns, and if you then realize that it's not possible to fly here, then I would recommend you directly to go to the landing spot. In general, the thermics I found here compared to other places in the same same time of the year in Slovenia, I found it really gentle. So for me it was quite perfect, strong enough to stay up, but not too strong, not too bumpy. This starting spot it's not big, it's not really, there's no big height difference. But for me, it was the best starting spot I visited in Slovenia. So I would really recommend you to go there and enjoy some nice flights at Gozd. That's it already with the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope this mini briefing helps you doing some nice flights at Gozd in Slovenia. So have fun and see you guys in the next video.